Hello, my name is Kevin Harrington, a field ecologist at the Inland Empire Resource Conservation District, and I am here today with
Cindy Coiran, the project assistant.
And we're going to teach you how to identify and remove invasive tumbleweed, also known as Russian thistle.
Let's go.
So right here we have a Russian thistle or a tumbleweed specimen. They are an annual herb, again, not native to Southern California or California at all. As the name implies, they originally were brought over here from southeastern Russia, kind of the Siberia area as well. Russian thistle is an annual herb that blooms approximately between July and October, making it a summer invasive. Now, although it somewhat looks like a shrub, it is not a shrub. It's an herb, so it has a central stem, and when it's dry and seeding, that stem breaks, allowing the tumbleweed to roll and disperse its seeds that way. Now the tumbleweed, there are some useful tips for removing it. You want to be aware that it is somewhat pokey. It can poke you. It has spines on it, and you'll want to have long sleeves as well as gloves for this task. But now another important part of doing invasive plant removals is knowing the lookalikes. So there are sometimes native plants that at a distance or even up close appear to be the same as your target species, in this case Salsola tragus or Russian thistle. So we have Russian thistle on this side, and we have our native counterpart that occupies a very similar niche, and it's known as ragweed, Ambrosia acanthocarpa. Now, a couple of useful things that are going to be able to differentiate them quickly is that the ambrosia has defined leaves and is currently in flower. So those growths near the tops of the stems, it is currently flowering and the leaves are pronounced. Whereas the Russian thistle, their flowers look completely different. They're not even flowering right now, this plant isn't. And there's no pronounced leaves, as you know, most people would recognize a leaf. So when you're targeting the plant, be sure you're checking for the subtle differences between the native and the non-native target species.
Let's get to pulling. So right behind me, I have ragweed and I also have Russian thistle. So I'll go ahead and show you how to pull. First, you want to pull back, try to find that central stem. You can go ahead and see it right about here. And then just tug really, really hard. There you go. And so.
All right, so final steps on removing tumbleweed. We're dragging it off the site. That way we're opening up soil so our native plants can recruit in and fill in the gaps. We're bringing it to an area that's already somewhat disturbed, has annual grasses, but we'll want to compact all this material. We don't want it to get too tall because then this itself could become a fire hazard. So compacting, real easy. You just got to jump on it. And then that reduces the risk of fire. Gets the tumbleweed out of the way.
Thanks for joining us.
Now you have all the tools in your toolbox to remove invasive Russian thistle. Go get it!
Have fun outdoors!